Yeah, we accept that for sure. Good morning. What was your name again?
Hey everybody, Alex Newman here again, broadcasting live from the Red Pill Expo on Jekyll Island. And boy, do I have a treat for you. I'm sitting here with Travis Bajema with the Economic Ninja. He's got a new YouTube channel, and just in the 20 or so minutes we've been talking before going live, it's obvious that this man has a tremendous amount of wisdom and knowledge. So you're in for a treat, folks. Thank you very much for being with us, Travis.
Yeah, thank you. Like you said, it's a really new channel. It focuses mainly on cryptocurrencies, but I've been studying economics and economic cycles as they pertain to both currency cycles and real estate cycles since 2004, when I started figuring out that we were going into a collapse when the Federal Reserve started raising their rates. That's a whole other story.
So what's going on in the economy right now? Make sense of it for us. Everybody's really confused. Should I buy gold? Should I bury my cash in the backyard?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Something that I actually want to start doing some videos on. It's funny, people on my channel on YouTube care more. They really want to get into the cryptocurrency thing because that's the newest thing. But I actually started my roots in precious metals. I am literally the guy that sold everything, sold the house, everything for investing in silver 10 years ago. Became an absolute fan of the idea of precious metals, the scarcity of it, the idea of real money and how important that was, being God's money. But then something happened to me in 2016, and I woke up to the idea of cryptocurrency, completely set my life on a different schedule. But to answer your question, what I think right now, what people aren't doing, and I'm at the Red Pill, it's my second Red Pill conference, absolutely amazing. Meeting so many amazing like-minded people. But I feel that there's, sometimes we have a sense of fear or a spirit of fear, or sometimes we have that bunker mentality, like let's go buy our guns, our gold, our food, and let's wait this thing out, let's hold it out. The problem with that is you might have some short-term gains from that, right? Like we might buy ourselves a little bit of gold and it goes up in value, but the problem is we weren't able to make a difference with it. See, everyone could have good intentions in life and want to make a difference, but the problem is if you don't have the ability to bless others, you technically really have very limited means of being able to change their life. You know what I mean? I remember a pastor told me once that if you try and give somebody wisdom just right off the street and talk to them, they really don't listen. They halfway listen. But if you can fill a need, like if it's someone that's hungry and you can feed them, or if it's somebody that's hurt and you can mend a wound or something, you literally have their 100% attention. And I think that's something that people really aren't paying attention to right now. So that's a long-winded answer. What I think right now, diversification is absolutely key. If I would have obviously bought cryptocurrencies back when I first bought silver and gold, I would be worth, $50, $60 million now. But what I did is that little bit that I finally broke free of that mentality, because it's like red pilling. It takes effort to actually listen. Listening is a very involved action. You really have to concentrate and then mull over an opposite opinion, And so, but once it happens, there's a breakthrough. Well, it's the same thing like with investing. It took a while for a lot of people to get out of the realm of stock investing and possibly get into sound money investing. Well, like that, once you get into sound money and you have a little bit of it, you have a great platform. That's your crisis insurance financially. then you need to take some time and go, well, what is this cryptocurrency? Why is it here? What problem does it solve? And how could it benefit me or my family? Once you are able to do that, don't go all in on that. Now build a position in that too, you know. And then obviously I talk about buying, have some food on the side, because I used to tell people, if you want to beat the stock market, this was last year and it's now true, buy canned goods. And you're going to beat the stock market on a percentage basis any day. So yeah, that's the answer to that.
That's fascinating. And we talked a little bit before we went live about the push for a cashless society, for a global monetary system. Would you share a little bit of your insight on that question?
So I've always been a hustler. I love cash businesses. I have had cash businesses that I pay my taxes on and all that good stuff, but I love having a side gig. And so one of those side gigs was I used to fix up and fix up park model trailers. And me and a buddy started doing it, so we had extra money for our vacations with our families. And 220 trailers later, you know, we're still doing it, you know, as a hobby, you know. And what we found was really interesting is about 3 years ago, banks just stopped having cash. And we saw that banks started to pull back the amount of cash that they held in their safes. Now, I actually started talking to bank managers, asked them questions. Most bank managers don't even know the difference between sound money or fiat money, let alone why they only have, you know, $10,000 sitting in their vault. But we also started to see the red flags popping up, where they were having to ask more questions when you ask for cash, things like that. And so it was getting tighter, right? I was having a hard time selling these trailers because people couldn't get the cash out of the bank. They might have a $100,000 balance, but they couldn't go get $20,000 to buy this trailer in cash to complete the deal. They had to order the cash. And we've seen through this pandemic, we've seen this coin shortage. We know it's a complete joke.
Right.
Yeah, total joke. Because they can do that. They don't need a lot of, I've been in mints before. I know that it doesn't take a lot of manpower to actually mint coins, right? But we're also finding it interesting that a nickel is now costs way more than a nickel for the government to produce. Right. They're going, oh man, this inflation game's sort of running away from us. So the cashless society, you know, back I was telling you in 2017, there was a white paper put out by Yale on the Fed coin. And it was a very interesting paper. You can still find it on the internet. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you've ever, we're going to sort of sidestep that for a second. Have you ever heard of Lockstep? Was it the Rockefeller?
Oh, yeah.
So if anybody has a chance, we have very little time until you won't see it on Google, but they love showing you the future. And you'll see that 2010 PDF called Lockstep, and it gives this wonderful scenario of this, what happened if there would be a pandemic, and what would we do, you know? And as you start to see that, and then you read this Yale white paper on the Fed coin, you start to really put things together. You know, I used to, I don't know why, I have a weird fascination with Federal Reserve notes, you know, and watch what they literally tell you. You know, it's not like, hey, interest rates just went up. Like, no, actually the Federal Reserve put out a dot plot plan where they actually said, well, we're going to start on this date, and we're going to raise it this much, this much, this much, and they're even telling you what months are going to do it, and it blows me away. You're watching CNBC the day of Fed decision. What's the Fed going to do? Are they going to raise? I've only seen once in 10 years where the Fed did not do what they said on that dot plot plan. Once. And it just blows my mind because they've got all these people fooled. Like, how are we going to trade? What's the Fed going to do? And all the smart people are like, I just got the dot plot plan, and yeah, I know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. And so, yeah, I think being, you know, definitely, you know, we like to focus on when we become, you know, more enlightened, let's say, or red-pilled to truths that are out there. We like to sort of take care of our own, but I think now is the time that people have had a good amount of time over the last, really an enlightenment period happened after the Great Recession. People started waking up to the realities. Wait a minute, in my lifetime, and I'm 44, I have seen a collapse of the stock market, you know, going down by 50% twice in my life. I saw it in the dot-com crash, and I saw it in 2000, or dot-com plus 9/11, and then I saw it in 2008. Well, that means there's another one coming. We've had plenty of time to prepare for that. So I think that we have to now reach out and go from preparing to now planning how we're going to help others. It's not just showing people, hey, you need to go buy gold and silver, or you need to go buy cryptocurrencies, but it's like, look, this is why it's going to benefit the public as a whole, but then how are we going to how can we be sufficient enough and have enough finances to be able to bless those that honestly would never have been able to do it on their own, you know, because there is a segment of the population that just can't do it, you know. I used to tell people, you know, stop buying a cup of Starbucks and go buy a silver dime. Well, it's getting a little out of whack now, that ratio, but I used to say everybody has the money. Well, now we are literally faced with the greatest unemployment crisis of all time. So that is now changing. So I think it's time for some of us, a lot of us that know about this, to step up and go, that money I saved isn't always all mine. And I think that we're all going to be extremely blessed when we actually, in more ways than one, when we take that mindset and allow God to direct where that stuff goes.
What an awesome message, Travis. That's amazing. Where can people find more? How do people find your YouTube channel? How can people learn more about this?
So my YouTube channel is literally brand new. It's mostly cryptocurrency. I like to do some things on interest rates, talk about where the real estate market's going, because I see a massive decline in that after this blow off top we're having. My channel is named The Economic Ninja. On Twitter, I think my Twitter handle is something to do with Economic Ninja, but my name, Travis Bajema, you'll be able to find me real easy. And I'm pretty loud on there, pretty fast. Awesome. So that's about it.
Excellent. Well, Travis, thank you very much for being with us. Folks, you heard it here. Big things coming in the economy. Prepare now, not just to protect your own wealth and to help yourself, but to help and bless others during tough times. Travis, thank you again. Folks, thanks for watching. We'll be coming back live to you in just a moment with Dr. Andy Kaufman. You're in for another treat. This is going to be phenomenal. He's one of our speakers here. Just blew him away. So we're really honored that you're watching. We're thankful that you're paying attention. Now, folks, let's get active. We'll be right back. Thanks very much.